So again, my name is Jo Teeter, and I have with me Valerie and Katie, and they're going to be there to answer your questions. So please use that Q&A box. So while we all trying to flatten the coronavirus curve, we want you to stay ahead of the real estate curve. So we want to help you come up with some ideas on how you can work with your customers during these times. So each week and Tuesday, we're going to share a few tips and tricks to help you make the most of your break during these coronavirus times. So the very first week in April, we started off with maintaining and building your sphere of influence with Katie. And then last week, Katie also talked about social media and online communication skills. So today I'm going to talk about virtually working with buyers. And then next week, we're going to be talking about how to conduct a virtual listing presentation. So working with buyers virtually. We're going to be covering how to do a virtual showing. We're going to talk about generating a buyer's tour for your clients that are still looking for properties. We're going to talk about how to send reports out to your clients and how to share them, and using social media also that way. So let's go ahead and get started. Now I'm going to go on to my mobile phone this time and just show you some of the things that you can do from your mobile. So hopefully everybody has downloaded their RPR mobile app from the App Store or Google Play. And once you have done that, you can see down here in the lower left-hand corner, I have my app. So I'm just going to tap on it and open it up. It's all GPS activated, so it shows that I'm looking at the properties that are within 1 mile of where I'm located. Now, if you need to change that, you're going to come up here to the gear in the upper left-hand corner, come down here where it says Use Your Settings, and then you can set your nearby anywhere from 1/2 mile, which is the default, all the way up to 10 miles. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and leave mine on 1 mile. You can also override your location. So if you're in an area and you've got a client that's looking in another part of your area, you can change the city and the zip code and then look at all the properties that are in that area. So you can override your location if you need to. I'm just going to go ahead and make sure you check yes up here. Now I'm going to go ahead and just tap in this blue area here to save everything that I have done. But then I can see everything that's going on. Now, the other thing I do want to point out here also is I'm looking at new properties for my clients. My clients are on the internet because they're home. They're looking at properties. So the other thing that I want to do while I'm in my settings is I'm going to come back up to my settings. Come back to my settings here. And go back down to the user settings. And I want to set my default. So right in here, it says set new listings to. The default is 30 days, but you can take it all the way down to 1 day. Now, if you're going to contact or keep up with your buyers like every 14 days or 7 days, then set this where you want it to be, and then it's going to show you all those new properties that have been listed within that time frame. So again, come over here and tap in that blue area, and that will save your settings to that time frame. So now you'll see my eventually will change here. I'm down to 11 new listings that are right around where I'm at. So what I want to do is I want to keep my buyers informed as to new listings as they come on the market. So I'm going to tap on the new listings here. And it's going to bring up my map and my radius. And I can see all of those properties that have an N are identified. Those are all been listed within the last 14 days. Now I could go down here and filter. So if I got a specific client in mind, I can go down and filter, and I can select which ones I want to see. So I'm going to go ahead and uncheck pending and distressed. I'm going to come down a little further, and I'm going to select single family. And then I'm going to go ahead and just do a price range of, let's say, 400 to 600. And then you can, again, put any other filters in there that you like, and then come down to the bottom and click Apply Filters. Now I can see these are the properties that are listed, and the ones with the N are the ones that have been listed within the last 14 days. So the next thing I'm going to do is come down to the bottom here where it says Reports. Click on Reports, and I'm going to go down here to the bottom where it says Create Buyer Tour Report. Click on that. And it's going to load it in. And now I can select the properties that I want to include. I can tap on the map, open it up, I can slide through and look at the pictures, whichever direction I want, make sure it's a property that I definitely want to show them. If it is, I'm going to come down here and click Add to the Tour. And it adds it to the tour. Now you can do it from the map, or you can come up here to the top and click on List. And you can see up at the top, you've got for sale. This one is new for sale. So this is a new listing. So all I have to do now is click Add to the Tour. Scroll down. This one's just for sale. That one's for sale. And then here is another one that's new for sale. If it's a new client, you may also want to add some of these other properties here that maybe came on outside of that 14-day time frame, but they're just now interested. So you can always add them to the tour as well. So now you see up here at the top, I've added those properties. I'll just hit next. I've got all the properties now identified that I want to send out to them. I can also include a note down here at the bottom telling them a little bit about the property. I can put them in whatever order that I'd like. So I just hit the drop down here, and then I can choose this to be the first house and then select done. So I'll put them in the order that you want. After you've done that, you're going to come up to next. And then I tend to use all the sections. So it's a side-by-side comparison, and then they get an individual page on each of the properties that you have selected. And then of course, all of your contact information. So I'm going to come up here at the top and just hit next. And then you can either choose to download it or email it out to them. Now, if you email it, just tap on email, enter their email address. You can have a copy sent to you and also put in a message. Now, if they want to take a look at a virtual showing of this property, I would definitely add a message down here and tell them that you can do a virtual showing, which we're going to show you how to do here shortly. But type in the message and let them know what you can do to help them if they want to go see one of these properties. So again, if you want to email it out to them, just tap that little plus sign, scroll down to where they are in your contact database, tap on their name, and it will automatically insert their email address in there. Come up to the top here, click Get Report, and it will send out the report when it's done. I'm just going to exit the reports, and I'm going to go back home. Now, there may be other clients that you have that are needing information about what the market is doing. So there's several ways to do this. Now, right now I'm in the White Fence Farm area. I can just click on the 41 properties or the 11 new listings or any one of these here and see all of the properties that are in this area. I can then come down to the bottom where it says reports. Now you can see my report is generated. I'm just going to view it later. Click on the reports down at the bottom. And then I could go ahead and do the market activity report. So when you're doing a market activity report, I would recommend maybe doing a zip code just so they can see everything that's happening in that particular area rather than maybe zeroing down to a neighborhood. A neighborhood may not have enough activity right now to generate a good report. So right now I would maybe stick to a zip code area, but then, right, so you would click on that. And then come up here, you can put in your custom pages if you have those loaded. If you don't want one, just tap on it. And then select the report sections that you want by tapping on yes to change those to no if you don't want that page. Choose your time frame. Click on that down arrow, choose your time frame. Let's say I want to go ahead and keep it at 3 months here, down here at the bottom, and then select done. And then come up here to the top and hit next. And then I'm just going to download this one, but again, you can email this out to them. I'll just hit get report and it will generate the report. Then I can go out and share it on Facebook, or I could go ahead and send it out to all the clients that are in that zip code to let them know what's going on in the market right now. Okay, so that's tip number 2. Because your clients are all out there looking on the internet, looking at properties, they may call you and want to know more information about a property. Or the other thing is, let all of your clients and customers know that if they do find a property on the internet, to let you know the address and you will send a more detailed report to them. So up here at the top, if they call and give me an address, I'm going to tap on this little icon up at the top. I'm going to type in the address they gave me. So in this case, I'm going to do 1401, and that is Sandpiper, and that's in Gilbert, Arizona, and then hit search. And it's going to go out and find that property for me. So I can see up at the top here that property has been identified. I can go ahead and look at all the pictures just by scrolling through. I can also turn my phone to the side if I want a bigger format here, and then scroll through. If I need to contact the listing agent for any reason, like scheduling a virtual showing or see if they've already done a virtual recording of the property, you can go ahead and tap on Call Agent, and then you can select which phone number you want, and then the phone will automatically dial that number for you. I'm just going to hit cancel. All right, so then what I do is I know this is a property that they're interested in. I would come down to the bottom here, click Reports, and then choose the property report or the mini property report to send out to them. The property report is a good one if they're not familiar with the schools or the neighborhood. This would be a good one to send out. It always remembers what you checked or unchecked the last time. So go ahead and select again the pages that you want to include. And then go ahead and hit next at the top. And then get report and send it out. All right, so that's one way to stay in touch. So you know that they're out looking for properties, just let them know that you can send them a more detailed report on every property that they have found on the internet by doing this. All right, let's go back. I just want to show you quickly here the report here on the buyer tour, just so you have an idea of what that's going to look like. So I'll just hit View Report here. So this is the report that you would be sending out, shows the properties that you have selected, and then you get the side-by-side of every property, and then they get an individual page. And again, on that email to them, I would let them know that I can send them out a property report or a mini property report that gives them more details and more pictures on each one of those properties that they may be interested in. And then you can talk about the steps on how you're going to do a virtual showing for them if the homeowner will not allow you in. All right, now the other thing I want to point out too before I go into virtual showings is over here, the market activity report. Now that one is currently being finalized, but I've got one down here that I've already generated. So if I click on share here, it will come up with the disclosure. I'm just going to hit continue. And now you can share this either by text message, by email, or Hangouts, or Facebook, or any of your social media sites. You have access to all of that. So if I chose Facebook, for instance, just tap on it on your phone. You can then say something about the report for this area, and then send it out with a little message. If they need more information, they can contact you. All right, so that's a quick way to send out a report to your clients and to let them know what's going on in your marketplace. Now, if I was to pull up a property, let's say they want to know about one of these properties that are for sale. Again, I could send an individual report to them, but I can also do a virtual showing. And what I want to do is I have a video of someone that talks about a video showing. So let me go ahead and go back here and let's talk about showing properties. So virtual showings, if you're able to do them FaceTime or whatever device that they use, to Skype maybe or whatever, you can walk through a property with your clients and showing them and talking about all of the different features about it. The seller can also do a video for you. That's another great way that you could have the seller do a video and then you could send it to your clients. But there's also a realtor. Her name is Mabel Guzman, and I have a little video here I want to share with you.
Hi, I'm Mabel Guzman, the 2020 Vice President of Association Affairs for National Association of Realtors. And in week 2 of this series, we just wanted to stay connected with you and offer you some helpful tips. And one of them would be working remotely with clients. So I've been doing virtual showings for over 5 years, essentially because I work with a good base of clients that are either overseas or they travel very heavily. I'll do a virtual showing. And I explain the process to them. Listen, time block, pick a day where you want to do this. I go to the property, I get out of my car, I show it to you as we're walking through the space. I deliver to you good information, and then later we'll talk about it. So doing the showing virtually is good, not even like for me for the past 5 years, but it's good for you now and moving forward. This is an efficient manner of being able to give your clients what they need. When conducting virtual showings, here are 3 helpful tips that anyone can use. First, find out what app works for your client. Ask them if they already do FaceTime or if they do Google Hangouts or whatever with somebody else. Use that app. If you don't have it, readapt to them because it's really about them. Make it easy. Second, communicate size. Thing is, you got to give them perspective when you walk into the space. So if it has high ceilings, point to a door and say, this place has a lot of volume, and I'll tell you why. Because you see that door, it's 7 feet or 8 feet. Look how much more ceiling space there is. Then the last tip is debrief. Debrief virtually. You're right there in your car. Have a conversation with them about the things that they just saw. In that debrief, ask them, what do they think of the experience? Was it good for them? Is this something that they can continue to do? And how is it that you could make it better for them? Also assure that you are putting their safety first, and that's why virtual showings are important. We're experiencing this time together, but we're experiencing it in very different ways. So depending where you are in the country. In these times, you're thinking, how can we help our clients pivot or readapt to these times that we're in? So they don't risk themselves getting sick or feeling that they're part of the problem. And it's more important and critical now to stay in touch with people, whether your friends, family, and your clients. For more information, please visit nar.realtor. It's constantly being updated on information and tips that can help you and your clients. Stay safe, stay healthy, and thank you.
All right. So we just want to do a little recap. As Val said, sorry guys, as Val said, this will be recorded and sent out to everyone. And with this, you'll also get a copy of all the previous webinars that we did. I know a lot of you had also made comments about the mobile device, and there's just a few things that I want to be sure you're aware of when it comes to the mobile. At this time, the buyer's tour report's only available on the mobile, so it is a really easy solution to continue to send just a snapshot of a few updated reports to your clients in an easy way. So that's even if you're sitting at home at your desk, you can very easily pull out your mobile device, generate that report. And one of the things I love about mobile, you do have a lot more capability when it comes to sharing those reports. So if you want to share those reports through WhatsApp or Nextdoor or Facebook or Instagram, or send them through text message, don't forget the mobile device syncs with the desktop. So you have that at your fingertips as well. So just because you're not out on the go doesn't mean that the mobile device, the mobile app, doesn't have any functionality, because it is really handy when it comes to sharing all of those different reports. And if you create them from the desktop, they're all available through your mobile device. A couple of other things we just want to touch base on. You know, check which apps work for you and your clients. Keep in mind, apps like FaceTime, which I prefer, doesn't work when I'm trying to reach out to certain people, because if they don't have an iPhone, they can't FaceTime. So make sure you're double checking with your clients on what apps work for them, whether it's FaceTime or Skype, if they're comfortable with Zoom. Google Hangouts is another option. It's also referred to as Google Chat. It's kind of like an instant messaging app where you can talk on video and do chats as well. And when you're doing that video tour for your buyers, don't forget to communicate size. And Mabel said this in her video, but make sure you're defining what the particular height would be of an entryway, just to help show the property. Make sure that size of the home is getting communicated. Point out specific visual points in the property. And then do a virtual debriefing. You know, what did they think of what they saw? How do they feel about the property? What did they think of the experience of doing a virtual buyer tour? I mean, we've always known buyers to purchase properties sight unseen. So we want to make sure that they're embracing it and having a positive experience. And is there anything that you can do to make it better for them? Keep it in mind, you really want to adapt the choices that your clients meet. Again, take advantage of those video meeting platforms. You can do Zoom. It's just zoom.com. It's free. You can do FaceTime meetings for up to 40 minutes. There's also Blue Jeans. WebEx is popular. You can do a free personal WebEx account. You have GoToMeeting, you have Skype. So get on those video platforms and try to get face-to-face with those buyers. And don't forget about all of the NAR resources that are out there. They have a great tool right now, which is free for all members. It's their social media for realtors, digital marketing download. It's normally a $20 price, but it's free for all members, and you can access that by going to nar.realtor/right tools right now. Other than that, NAR has tons of resources, whether it's transaction guidance, assistance with virtual tours and showings. If you're interested in emerging technology, if you have questions about commercial transaction issues, and it's all just nar.realtor/coronavirus. This has been the third series of our 4-series presentation for the month of April. So next Tuesday, we're going to be conducting virtual listing presentations. Again, you're all going to get an email with a link to our previous webinars, which was maintaining and building your sphere of influence, social media and online communication tools, and today's presentation, which is working with buyers virtually. So we're going to go ahead and give you a little bit of homework. We all want you to make sure that you have the RPR app downloaded and installed. Make sure you get that username and password to log in the first time. And then go ahead and create a buyer's tour through your mobile device. Don't forget, you can access RPR through your desktop as well at narrpr.com. And for anything RPR related, visit our blog at blog.narrpr.com. If you need help at any time, if properties aren't appearing when you think they should be, if you can't get logged into your mobile device, reach out to our support desk. They're available 24/7. And we also have support links at the bottom of every page for you to even just do a chat if you're having problems accessing the RPR app. And that puts us out of time today. We are probably going to close up shop. I know Valerie's been feverishly answering questions. We're going to try to make sure all of your questions are answered. And if we can't answer them all, we are downloading all of the questions and then following up with you guys after. So feel free to just type your question in real quick and we'll do a follow-up with you at a later date. And that's going to wrap things up from my end. Joe, Val, do you have anything else you want to add?
Nope, I think that's good. Hopefully everybody got a few little tips and tricks today.
I would just say one little tip that came from one of your fellow realtors was the Marco Polo app. Somebody said the Marco Polo app is perfect for communicating via video with your clients, and they can replay it. So you can go do the tour anytime and they can watch and replay at their convenience. So that's just another one that's sort of a tip from the field, the Marco Polo app. All right, well, like Katie and Joe said, we have had a lot of questions. A reminder, everybody will receive a recording. It's also great to reach out to RPR member support if you have any specific things that you'd like help with or any issues that you might be seeing, please feel free to reach out to RPR member support, 877-977-7576. If we did not get to your question today, like Katie said, we are going to download everything and we will follow up with you individually. Thank you so much for attending today. Everybody stay well, stay safe.